How are you? It has been a while since I've been on here at Sculpt Live. I'm so stoked to be back. Well, I am working. If you guys comment on this video while I'm here, I am going to gift this sculpture. It's one of my little spoon dudes that I made with the Guinness can, of course. You can replace it with whatever can you want. However, this will be a free gift. I will send it anywhere in the world to one random person who comments while I am live streaming. So go ahead and leave your comment. So what I am currently working on, what I'm going to build for you today, hanging out, is I'm going to take this picture for inspiration that my neighbor Donna Sullivan sent to me. Tell me you're Irish without telling me you're Irish. Her name is Donna Sullivan. She lives in the town of Erin on Shamrock Drive. One of my favorite all-time humans. Donna and her friend Pam from Ireland, and asked me for stickers that they can stick all over all the pubs in Ireland. So this little sticker pack of 50 stickers. I hope it's enough. I'm going to send to her and Pam. I'm also going to make them a Shamrock keychain for them to take their lucky trip and hope they don't burn the country to the ground. So I am starting from nothing, as you can see, and you guys can take this, and hopefully later on, if you want to, you can go and make your own 3-leaf clover Shamrock keychains. So I have, these are just like random little keychain things that I got from the keychain store, from like a hobby shop that you can just get from a hobby shop. And I'm going to use tools, and I've got links in the description if you're looking for what tools to use. This is straight off of Amazon. It was like 50 bucks, super inexpensive. And I've actually made quite a few sculptures. This is a flex shaft grinder. This is Wen, W-E-N. It's just like an El Generico. I find that it's phenomenal, and I've used it for a couple of different sculptures. 1/8 inch burr bits that you can get. And again, I got those on Amazon. Here's my tray with like a billion of them on it. I've got a little tray here with like 8,000 random little bits. These are wonderful. These are all, I think it was like $40 or $50 for that flex shaft. And then like for a kit that has like all these different shapes, for all these different shapes, I would guess like 20 or 30 bucks maybe at the most. Collets, different size collets to work in that. The collets for me, they wore out after a while. Like they squeeze them so much that they end up not holding on to the bit, and you want them to hold on. So I got a couple extra collets. So to get started, I'm going to take you on a material run, which is over on my shelf. So let's wander over here, see if I can swing this around. All right, so this is my material shelf with a ladder sitting in front of it. And I've just got all kinds of like random pieces that I saved here. So I think this will be big enough. Well, we don't want to go too big on this because it's going to be a keychain. And I think we can keep this a reasonable size. I'm going to make 3. I should make 4 because I want one, and I want to make one to give away while I'm at it. So let's see if we can get another piece that's big enough. Let's see if these are similar in size. We are close. I'll make me one also because why not? So what I'm going to do is this is 11 gauge. This is 11 gauge steel, just scrap metal. Let me get you guys set up here. Let's see. So, get you guys set up and as close as possible. I'm hopefully keeping this plugged in so I can keep my phone charged up when I'm doing this too. All right, I'm gonna set you right here. Can you see? All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. Sculpture that I am currently in the process of making a bandana. Set this aside. Let's see. All right. So first things first, and again, while I'm doing this, while I'm sculpting, if you guys leave comments down below, I am giving this sculpture away free. You can put your own can in here, or you can use my rusty, dusty old Guinness can that I used to make it, but it's a little Irish drinking buddy. That way you never have to drink alone. So if you leave a comment while I am here, I will go back through at the end of the video and pick someone who commented it, who is going to win that. So I've got my picture for reference, my keychains, and got my material. Now, for the, of course, see if I can get me a piece of chalk here that I haven't broke, which I already have broke. All right, so I can see how it's going here. How are y'all doing today? So this is what I'm doing is, so I printed a picture off my computer that Donna sent to me. It was actually a video and I just screenshotted it. Really liked it a lot. I'm going to use that picture for reference. And what I'm just going to do is to start off with by looking at the picture. I've never considered myself good at drawing. I've actually gotten better with practice, but the way I have gotten better with practice and the way I'm doing this is by using shapes, and I could break it down. I could break the shapes down. So, I mean, this is actually a heart, and it's 3 hearts, and it's actually 3 hearts inside it, and then the tail. So to start off with, it's basically in a square shape. So I can take and make approximate, and this is the chalk. This is soapstone that I tend to break on a regular basis. So I have like little chunks of soapstone, but I'm going to take and put this into 3 different sections. So I'm going to make 4 keychains, 1 for me, 1 for Pam, 1 for Donna, 1 for you. There'll be 4 altogether when I get all said and done. And it'll be the only 4. So when I say you, I am going to randomly pick someone that has been watching this video that comments on it, and I'm going to send one of these keychains to you also. So not only do you have a chance as you're watching this to win this little spoon dude that I made last year for, I believe that was my St. Patrick's Day project for last year on how to weld art. And if you want to learn how to make that, if you don't win it and you want to learn how to make it, you can just go right back. Actually, would this one be better to do all 4 of them on? This actually might be better to do all 4 on just this one. Make them a little bit. Let's see how small the detail gets. Because they do have to be keychains, and I'm not trying to have one pull around 4 pounds of steel. So let's see how this works out. This piece actually works better. All right, so this is what I'll do. So here's the 4 keychains. Can you see it yet? I'll be one from one piece, which I like better. So to begin with, I'm going to need the 3. So each one's going to have the 3, and so you can just try to. And like, what's great about the soapstone is you can kind of erase with your finger. So just drawing the hearts, because that's what it is at the end of the day. Is it's these hearts. Just kind of. And you can see how when this comes down it kind of matches that, kind of flow into each other. And so as you're doing that, you can use these same lines. So I'm just gonna draw these out like this. And the drawing part just takes practice. Be patient with yourself as you're learning. That's super important, because you're not gonna bang everything out of the, you're just not gonna hit a banger right off the bat, and maybe you do. I don't. It usually takes me a time or 2 of doing something. There you go. I mean, like that. little keychain like that. And, so there's one, and just got to do the same thing. Just keep drawing, and because I'm making 4 keychains here. Same that just 4 hearts, or just doing 3 hearts. If you wanted to do a 4-leaf clover, you can absolutely just add a 4th piece to it. And I'm just turning it each way so that way I'm not looking sideways at a heart. It makes it easier for me. I don't know if you could draw yours like by just doing it all upright. I need to turn it to, there we go. The soapstone's wonderful, but for whatever reason, I just can't keep these pieces whole. So if I can make it through this whole live stream with this piece in this shape, it'll be a St. Patrick's Day miracle. All right, draw that in. Got a little bit chunkier, so I just have to adjust it as I go. I want to keep these about the same, so I'm getting there. Don't get all fancy pants on it. So as I'm doing this, you can see I'm drawing a heart. So if you wanted to just draw a heart and make your keychain just a heart, you could do that also. Pretty much, you can make this what you want. You can use the same idea, same technique for a lot of different stuff. If you wanted the moon or a sun, all you gotta do is just draw out. I mean, like if you could draw it without having a reference, then that's wonderful. I use the reference to draw because it just helps me. I'll actually use this a little bit of detail here in a bit. So it just helps me for my reference too, but some people can draw without even having that reference, which is amazing for me. It's just amazing to see what people can create, really. It's joyful. All right, I dig it. I got a little bit fatter on the bottom. All right, and the last one. So there'll be 4 of these in the world. I love it. You gotta do nice stuff for yourself every now and then. It can't be just all for everyone else. I make all my sculptures, which they are for me. At the end of the day, with all due love and respect, everything I make is for me. However, other people get to own them. And, I'm gonna make one of these for me because I want one. And it's nice to do nice stuff for. This will be my St. Patrick's Day gift to myself. Besides the fact that I get to create, which is a wonderful gift for yourself. All right. All right, now don't judge these based on my drawing. Because it just, let's see, make sure that's, which is fun. It's fun to see what I start off with and what I end up with. Because it is always different. So I can see it in my head. And it doesn't always look magnificent while I'm in the process of it. There you go, 4 keychains. All right, and next step is to cut them out. Okay, protecting this with my life. Protecting the soap spoon with my life. Let's see if I can make it through this. All right, so how am I gonna do this? Well, first, safety's no accident. This part's gonna get noisy, of course, because that's what I do for a living. Noisy things. All right, so I'm gonna take and first things first is I'm gonna cut these 4 pieces. So I'm gonna so they're gonna each be individual pieces. And Make sure that's in there good. I'll set you back a little bit and get you lined up. Let's see, I need a cutoff wheel. So all the stuff I'm using is just basic tools. This is 4.5-inch grinder. I absolutely love my grinders. I've got a couple of them, but you only need one. And you can put a whole bunch of different cutoff wheels, grinding discs, flat discs. This is a hard stone. Use hard stone for grinding down and hogging off a lot of material at once. I'm going to take, and just by using these come with the grinder, by putting these on, you can see the, oh, I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can do this for you. I'll get you over here so you can see the bench. I gotta see what you can see. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Cha-cha. All right, so just by, this one has basically a nut built into it. This hard stone has the nut built right into it, so you could screw it on and screw it off. The cutoff wheel does not, it's just a 5/8-inch hole. So you have two of these. One's like the little backing piece that goes on, it locks on, and it has a ridge on it, and then the cutoff wheel goes on that. And then it's locked down with basically that nut. And they have tools for this. I do it by hand. It doesn't mean it's right. And I gotta tie my hair back so that when you are cutting and grinding, safety's no accident. Make sure you're wearing safety gear, you're wearing earplugs, that you are protecting your eyes with glasses at the very least, and a face shield. I always use a face shield when I'm cutting. It is just, it's my eyes and my face, and I definitely want to protect both of them. All right, and safety glasses are, I'm like, where's my safety glasses? They're clear. So they were right there. And then earplugs and a jacket to protect your arms, to protect yourself from catching on fire, protect yourself from flying debris. Debris. Jacket, earplugs, and make sure you can see. You can see the vise. Awesome. Welcome, guys. So grateful you're here. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm just going to take and cut each of these into individual pieces, and then I'll cut out the shamrock from each piece. there you have it. We got all 4 of them cut out. Now, what, just breaking the vise, thank you. That is like the most convenient thing. I've taken this vise, like it's got the trailer wheel on the bottom. My trailer wheel blew out one day and that's what happened. And so it became a traveling vise. That vise has been all over the United States. I've actually used it to weld live in several states. So I've got this cut out now. I am using just basic hand tools. Dude, totally make one. Let me know how it turns out. I've got a piece of threaded rod welded to the bottom of this so I can actually spin it on and spin it off. But I have no reason to take it off other than putting a different vise on there. But you can do this project by I'm using basic tools to do this. This is something that you could, pretty much anyone could do in their shop with these basic tools. If you have a plasma cutter, it'll be a lot faster for you to cut this out, but you could do this with just, oh, that's so cool. Hooked on Classics, I dig it. You can do this with a plasma cutter, but I'm doing it with the basic tools because I broke my air compressor and need a new one or need it to be fixed, and B, also I want you to see that you could do all this stuff with basic tools. You really don't need the fancy stuff to do it, and by having to do things with basic tools, I find I personally, and at first I couldn't afford stuff, however today, now that I can afford stuff, I still choose to do a lot of this stuff by hand because it pushes your creativity, and I really like the fact that I make a lot of my own tools and a lot of my own ways of doing things. Like if you saw the Cobra, same material, it's 11 gauge steel. I hand hammered his hood, like the cape or the hood, I think it's a hood for the Cobra. I hand hammered that. If you were to buy a machine, and you could buy a machine that bends that material, that shape, thousands of dollars. I used a piece of 2-cent pipe that I had, and I just clamped it to my bench and hand hammered it. One, you get great muscles from doing it, and 2, it's like you don't have to spend all that money to do it. And that by hand making it, it really just does more of your zhuzh, your essence as a creator, as a sculptor. More of you goes into it because you're just more hands-on. It's more personal. I personally like the personal, right? I like the personal aspect of it. All right, so enough is enough, and let's get back to work. I am now clamping the individual piece in the vise. You can see, dip you over here real quick, that even though I cut it, you still get the shamrock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in and get the shamrock shape cut out by using this cutoff wheel. I'm going to put you a little bit closer. I'm going to jostle you around here a little bit. Let's see if I can I zoom in? Is that a thing? Dude, that's cool. I don't know if I can zoom this in here. Zippity-doo-dah. I can get you a little bit closer at the very least here, so you can see what I'm doing. All right, bear with me here. This is a trained professional on a closed course. Just kidding. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. All right, just by taking your time and going in, I'm going to rough cut this out and just get it as close as possible, but without cutting. the first rough out, and don't worry, it'll get better from here, I promise. Is sometimes while you're in the process of making something, it might not look as fancy pants as you want it to, but it definitely will get there as you go along. So that's one I got cut out. I've got 3 more to go. Oh, and as you do stuff, it gets a little bit easier. So just take your time. I'm using a ultra thin, it's an ultra thin, ultra cut cut-off wheel. Because it's super thin, it cuts faster, and it doesn't take off as much material, so it's easier to cut because it's a thinner blade. I really love these because I can get a lot of really great detail just by, like, you know, getting in here like this, as narrow as that is in here, and get in there and do that and make these cuts a lot easier. So on that piece, you see how I came in there a few times? What I was doing is basically shaving a little bit off each time until I cleared out that whole area like that. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See if I can read that message again. Help me, your friends. Dude, that's wild. Tell your daughter I said happy welding. That's amazing. Freaking love you guys. Thank you so very much. Just absolutely honored and grateful. I'm doing what I love. I had no idea what it would turn into. When I saw the woman welding the angel wings on Castaway, I just was so moth to a flame. Just knew it was me, was meant for me. What it's turned into is wild. I had no idea. Just follow your heart. I have no other advice other than follow your heart. keep going. There'll be 4 of these when I'm done. 2 for friends, 1 for you, and 1 for me. One more. Now you got it still in there. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you guys are commenting while I'm working, one of the commenters on this video will win one of these keychains when the video is done. So thank you for being here. And good luck. bend that. Too much! You just squished it. Gotta be a little bit smoother than that. Good thing it's metal. We can fix this. I'm gonna clamp it to get this spot here, so we're going vertical. I'm not gonna put my thumb in there. There is the first rough of the Shamrock keychains, and they are rough. So when you get into this part, don't get discouraged. Let's see if you guys can see this. Don't get discouraged, because as you are got it. All right, back to business. Figured out by the end. So I know I wanted to make keychains, and that's as far as material I would use. Got that figured out. Knew some of the tooling. It's just kind of what I do. But sometimes it's just more fun to figure it out as you go. And that's just not even more fun. It is more fun, however, it's just the process of creating. A lot of it is just figuring it out as you go. I am going to draw these back in here. Which is just as easy as do a straight line from these. This lets me know where the design is going to be. Same thing, just drawing these back in so I can see. It just helps me to see where I'm going with this. Hearts, and this lets me see where the design is. Make sure I am on track here. All right, it actually makes it a lot easier for me to see. So now I think I'm gonna go straight into my flex shaft die grinder and protect it with all costs. Let's see you soon. Let's see where it goes. All right. And this flex shaft, like I said earlier, I just picked it up on Amazon. It's like a generic. It has been wonderful. I also have a, got a name brand one, the Dremel. I've got a Dremel one that is wonderful. I picked up a second one, that way I don't have to switch. I picked up a second flex shaft because I move back and forth between tools as I'm working. And this keeps, like, by having the two of them, I don't have to switch out the tool, I don't have to switch out the bits. So say if I'm going back and forth between, like this one here, you can use this with a, let's gotta see if I can make sure I'm showing you guys what you can see. I know this is, there we go. So this has squared off. I'm gonna get me a better, oh, that works. So this is squared off.